It's like the analogy of, a pebble in your shoe puts you in a really bad mood. Okay, well, if we're just gonna call the pebble pain and the shoe is your whole body,
Yeah.
yes, there will be some naturally occurring pain from strain.
Yeah.
But getting to a point, going through a fitness regimen, training for something to the point where you can do it and either not be in pain or not be in as much pain
Yeah.
will radically change your outlook,
Yeah.
your whole vibe.
Because you can do hard things.
Yeah.
Hey there, and welcome to Through Their Stride, a podcast where I tell the stories of the Texas Hill Country runners and run the routes that they know best. This podcast is more than about pace and mileage. It's about telling the stories about the runners you pass on the sidewalk on your daily commute. The ones who show up rain or shine, or on hot days like this. Each episode, I'll join a local runner on one of their favorite routes and hear the story of the why behind their run. This is Through Their Stride. I'm Sam Sutton. Let's get into it.
Welcome to episode 6 of Through Their Stride. I'm Sam Sutton, and I'm joined today by my friend Victor Glenn, my friend of, I guess it's been 9 years now, or something like that.
2018, so
I
7, 8
can't
years.
math. Yeah.
Almost a decade.
Yeah. So we met back in 2018 in San Angelo, Texas. I worked at the newspaper there, and he worked at one of the TV stations. And we met actually on an assignment together. And shortly after that, I dislocated my knee. And you were kind of there a lot whenever I was recovering. You were texting me, and you came to the hospital and brought me some stuff. So I appreciated that. We, back in, I guess it was January, February of 2019, I started being able to walk without a brace again.
Yep.
And at that time, you and I had done a 5K walk together, and it kind of lit a fire in me. And I wanted to try for something a little bit difficult, challenging for what I was going through. And I said I was going to run a half marathon, and I asked you the question about running with me. And that's where you come in. So tell me a little bit about what that was to you and, where you were coming at it.
Let's see. I was starting to get both burnt out and stir crazy out in West Texas.
Easy to do.
Mm-hmm. And up to that point, I had run a couple of 5Ks. I think the longest was like an 8 or 12K, like a Thanksgiving turkey trot, something like that. So I knew that I could, in theory, run something longer, but in all honesty, after we started talking and hanging out, and especially after your incident with your knee and us, sort of working on getting your encouragement back up, your self something, your belief in the ability to do it.
Belief in oneself?
Yes, that thing. That thing, what you have.
Yeah.
I know we started doing, test walks, test runs, training out the distance.
Weight training.
Deadlifts was a thing, is a thing, totally, that I do.
Squats and
but yeah, it felt like a challenge that I wanted to take on. I wanted to do something other than what I was doing.
Yeah.
And doing that with a friend was the best way to approach it. Because I knew that if I tried to take on anything on my own without what's the term we coined? Accountability buddy?
Yeah, accountability buddy.
Without an accountability buddy, I knew I would just stop again. But yeah, when we got through that half marathon in Lubbock, man, I felt invincible. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. And then, didn't keep up with it.
Yeah. So
we've gotten to the point now where I'm orbiting bed, desk, couch.
Yeah.
Even while taking walks and doing free weights and stuff, I'm not where I was, but you've continued to improve, which is really cool.
Yeah, we've been, today we did a little 2-mile walk, run walk, which you're seeing on the video right now. And I was actually kind of impressed. You started off like at a 9:20 pace, and I was like, you might be a better runner than you think. And you kind of started walking after that. But I think it's just learning more about pacing. And
the learning to determine a pace, like by conscious choice, is not something that I'm good at.
Yeah.
I have like a default run speed.
Yeah.
If I'm not doing that, I am walking.
Yeah.
If I'm walking, I'm not doing that. So you kind of helped me realize that what I was doing is probably why I felt like I was struggling.
Yeah.
Because I was burning everything immediately.
Burning all the matches.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit, about for you what that training plan was and the training itself. And for me, it was amazing because I was coming back from something that the doctor said it was going to be a long time before I was going to be able to run again.
I remember that really messed with you. Like
Yeah,
not just physically,
yeah,
that messed with your whole vibe for a
yeah,
while.
yeah. So it was one of those things to me. Like I was like, I need to prove that wrong.
Mhm.
And you were very helpful in keeping me accountable. I think we kept each other accountable because there was days that I'd be in pain or just a little demoralized and
Yeah.
didn't want to do it. And you'd be like, "Well, we got to do it. We've signed up for the dang
This
thing."
whole society was your idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, for you though, how did that feel? What was it like to be in training for something like that?
What has gotten me in trouble in life a couple of times, caused me a lot of pain is I care.
Hmm.
I what's your rule for swearing?
You can swear.
I give a shit.
Yeah,
And I borderline hate when people think of apathy as a personality trait.
yeah,
So, you know, yeah, we had crossed paths working news. I knew that you were one of those running guys,
uh huh.
and then you were in the hospital. To be fair, the story of what you did and how was
Yes,
kind of funny,
yes.
kind of.
It's like someone asked me, "It's like, have you ever been injured running?" It's like, no, I've never been injured running, but I've been injured doing something stupid while on a run.
I've been injured while flying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so why did I bring that up? Because I care. And
Hmm.
so, yeah, we were two dudes doing journalism in West Texas. And I, for better or for worse, like I said, it's gotten me in trouble and caused me a lot of pain, but I tend to overinvest.
Hmm.
Thankfully, I'm grateful that in this instance, I don't think this represents an overinvestment.
Hmm.
We have remained friends.
Yes.
I went to your wedding.
Yes. You're.
We ran the half marathon, stuff like
Hmm.
that. But it didn't it didn't sit right with me, the idea that when I came to the hospital, my little gift bag,
Hmm.
which I'm sure your mom thought was maybe a romantic overture,
Yeah, because she thought you were
which is a thing that has happened several times in our friendship.
funny.
Um, I could see how into yourself you'd withdrawn.
Hmm.
And I was like, not on my watch,
Yeah.
right? I couldn't let that stand.
Yeah.
So as soon as you were on your feet, I was looking for opportunities, whether we were going to what was that thing on Main Street with the pretzels?
Oh yeah, the beer place.
Yeah,
I forgot what it's called. It's
same
not actually called something different now, but yeah.
figures. But yeah, whether it was going there or fiddle strings or on a walk or a run, I mean, it was something I was like, we should do this.
Hmm.
And honestly, it didn't occur to me till later in the process, about the time that you were like half marathon, that I even considered that this would somehow benefit me with my mental health and my physical health,
Hmm.
which it did. Now, granted, we don't have to get into how I cratered my own mental health during COVID.
Yeah.
Um, Isolation meets a people pleaser mindset equals
Yeah.
stupid things happening. But it was an interesting time.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, training up for, especially that last test run across the dam,
That was so fun.
that was wild.
It was wild, but it was like a euphoric day.
Hmm. Yeah. I never, I'll be honest, I've never truly experienced runner's high the way people describe it,
Yeah.
certainly the way it seems to hit you,
Yeah.
but I get it.
Hmm.
I think my version of runner's high more comes from the sense of accomplishment. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm not dead.
Yeah. And that's most of my runner's highs too.
Yeah.
Like the runner's high usually hits me after like a hard workout or a run that I thought I couldn't do. And then I
Mhm.
get done and I'm like cloud nine for like the rest of the day. Impressed me was like just how much you continued to grow in that half marathon, just physically, mentally, confidence. I saw a lot of like confidence gains in you, um, not just in running, but in life itself, in life in general. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
seem more confident at work. You seem more confident just in social situations. Uh, did you feel that kind of you gained a lot of confidence in that?
I did. Like I said, by the time we got to the end, I felt borderline invincible.
Yeah.
Now, again, at that point in my life, that feeling of invincibility, which we traditionally associate that with like the teenage years or early 20s. We were firmly
Mid 20s.
mid 20s.
Hmm.
Um, bordering on late. And so I feel like if that kind of invincibility, that feeling of that comes in your teens or early 20s, it's par for the course.
Yeah.
When you are living a mid 20s lifestyle
9 to 5.
and you start feeling that invincible in the workplace, it can actually help.
Yeah.
But like I said, especially as COVID picked up, um, that feeling bit me in the ass because I then started overextending myself um, and making personal decisions and investing in people
Mhm.
that could not be there for me in the same way that I needed.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, which is fun fact. Don't try this at home, kids. That's part of why I started smoking,
Yeah.
which I am trying to quit. Everyone relax. I'm trying to quit. Um, there was a lot of social fallout from gathering and investing in a poor social circle, specifically when it comes to boundaries. I
Mhm.
had none.
Mhm.
I was, a people pleaser that felt invincible. Do you know what a lethal combination a people pleaser who feels invincible is?
Yeah.
It's not
You
good.
can always people please.
You can always people please, and you're not invincible.
Yeah.
That shit will hurt you.
Yeah.
So the fallout happened. I started smoking right around COVID isolation because it was like, oh, I'm alone and I'm a good boy who was raised not to smoke weed,
Yeah.
despite the fact that nobody cares about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that picked up, that happened. That's been a thing for a couple of years. And I am trying to quit because it is gross and expensive and gross.
Mhm. Uh, what I saw in you in that half marathon was that you quit a lot of other negative habits,
Hmm.
and so I'm excited for you. You're starting to try to get back into it now with the walking and running that you're doing and the weight training and everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you can get into a routine and momentum like that, you will be able to quit habits like this.
Hopefully.
So
Back then, I think it was mostly I stopped indulging in bad habits because I was too tired and did not have the time.
yeah, that's what running does to you. It makes you too tired to focus on anything but running.
Yeah. Like, oh, after a 5-mile run, I don't feel like doing a crime.
Yeah. Was there any other than the 12-mile long run at the test run?
Mhm.
Were there any other workouts or runs that you did that made you feel like this hard thing that was in front of you was doable? Was something that you were
It
going to
was one
do?
of our mid-level runs through the Red Arroyo
Mm-hmm.
Park. One of our mid-level runs through Arroyo Park. No, nice paved path
Mm-hmm.
winding through acres and acres and acres of park space.
Places to jump off of.
Now, Sam. Yeah, I'm sure the middle section of that run was a little triggering for you. Now I expect.
But
Um,
we got through it.
we did, and there was that wire frame statue full of boulders,
Mhm.
which to your credit of your patience, I made the same joke every time we passed it
Mhm.
of how it was like a cryptid guarding the park.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I made the exact same joke every time we ran past it,
Mhm.
and I still got a snicker out of you every time.
Yeah.
That felt nice.
Yeah. You're welcome.
You're like, well, it's either that or throttle my running partner.
Yeah. I for me it was a lot of like the 12-mile long run, um, and like seeing like the weight training paying off too. We were seeing steady gains and my knee was getting more back to form.
Yeah, I forgot. Okay, I legitimately forgot about our actual in gym workout component.
Yeah.
The planking,
Yeah.
the increased time on front and side planks.
Yes.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't necessarily, it felt good, but I didn't necessarily care so much about like the squats or the deadlift. The planking for me, core strength. Core
Yeah.
strength has always been my failing. That was really interesting to see.
Yeah.
And then again, from the supporting you while you were rehabbing your knee, seeing you stop grimacing as much when you
Yeah.
were doing deadlift, when you were doing squats.
Yeah.
It was all I could do not to stand there and go like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was great. I mean, like, we started it and I could barely bend my leg. And then, like, at the end of the race, my legs were totally mobile. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? And it was amazing.
Do you remember the steroid Gumby Eric Bana Hulk?
Uh-huh.
It was like, you reminded me of that. Like, right
Mhm.
after the gamma dose, he was like, "You know my bad leg? Well, now it's my good leg."
Yeah.
That was you,
Yeah.
and it was really good to see.
Yeah, it was incredible. And then when we got to race day, it was in Lubbock, and we had probably the worst hotel ever.
Oh, buddy.
Um,
Oh, man.
but the weekend in general for you, you know, going to get the packet pickup at the market and you know, getting into the corral and
Being
every
allowed to use a news car,
yeah, that was
that was awesome.
really fun. But for you to explain talk about that whole weekend. What was that experience like for you as someone who was a novice runner and hadn't been to a big race like that?
Uh, that was nerve-wracking.
Mhm,
I was obvious like, I was excited because I knew we had put in the work.
mhm.
On a technical level, everything told me it's okay to be here.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that hotel threw me for a loop.
It was gross.
With the indoor pool in the
And the
lobby
wet
and
sheets
the
because of the mildew and
wet sheets, stained lampshades,
yeah,
residue on the phone.
yes. Cool.
Um, and we still slept there.
We had no
We
choice.
didn't have a
Yeah.
choice. We got up and what was it? Slept on the energy patch.
Yeah.
And you had
I
your
was doing Thrive at that time, so it was a,
yeah.
kinda energy and nutrition situation, so
And then yeah, got there, got parked. I think I ran around with my phone gathering some footage
yeah,
because that was part of why we were able to use the news car. Because I
yeah.
was like, hey,
Let's do a
if
kind of
I do digital coverage of this for the website, can we
mhm.
use the car?
Yeah,
And the news director at the time was like, fine,
yeah,
better be a good article.
yeah,
I was like, you know it.
yeah.
But so yeah, as like seeing all the people there for that was wild.
Mhm,
And but actually running it was a surreal and serene experience
mhm.
because it was from the training. It was part of what you had helped instill in me, which is just do not stop moving.
Yeah,
Do not stop moving and you'll be fine.
yeah.
So I did that. And it
Mhm,
again, yeah, I was in pain by the end,
mhm.
but I didn't but I did not die,
Yes.
which was awesome.
Yeah. It was cool. I finished probably around 2 hours 20, I think, something like that, and then you'd finished shortly thereafter, and
Yeah, it shortly is pushing it. I think I was at the 4-hour mark.
No,
No?
you didn't even get into 3 hours, I don't think. It was
Really?
probably 2:49
I
maybe?
don't remember. I maybe see, okay. This is something that I used to do a lot
Yeah,
and don't do as much
yeah.
anymore, but still do. Um, Accomplishing something
Mhm.
and then tearing down the accomplishment in my head.
Yeah,
So maybe you're right. Don't remember. I'd have to go look it up. But I spent the last 6 years telling myself that I ran a half marathon in as long as it takes most people to run a full.
yeah,
So, but if I was better on time, then great,
yeah.
thanks.
So you did great, and, when I saw you come across the finish line, like, your head was up and your chest was out, you know what I mean, and you were just coming through, and I was like
Yeah,
I was more proud of your finish than I was of my own, and I was, like, freaking out at the finish line, so that was really fun.
it did feel good.
It was not fun, the drive home when we were sitting in the car and our legs were turning into, bricks.
Yeah, chili bricks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
because it was like, yeah, they got your muscle one.
thighs?
Okay,
Yeah,
I was going for the actual name of the muscle, but fine.
quads maybe? Or
I think quads. Yeah, because
yeah,
hamstrings
in the
the
back,
back.
yeah.
It doesn't matter. The top
Yeah,
muscles were locking
they were locking,
and the calf was locking,
very much
but
so.
everything else felt like gelatin.
Mhm.
Like it was bricks held together by stuff.
We stopped at the DQ halfway through, and we were like,
It's
I can't move."
like the guy from SpongeBob. Every day I wake up, my skin is made of paper.
Yeah.
My bones are made of glass.
Yes, exactly like
I'm paralyzed by lunch.
that. But I think one of the things that, you know, we didn't do at all was we never fueled the entire, like, half marathon. Like, we didn't take any sort of carbs or any sort of electrolytes in the middle of our runs because I didn't know anything about that really.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
We had hydrated prior,
Yep. And of
not
course we hit the
eaten.
water stops
Yeah,
in the middle.
yeah. Had some water, little shot of water each
Hmm.
little blip. Remember the dog at the halfway point?
Yes.
Great Dane just sitting there like,
Yes. I love that.
yeah.
It was cute.
That was that was the one time I did stop moving because I had to
Hmm.
crouch down and pet. I
Yeah.
had to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was wild.
Hmm. It was, I think one of the things that led to us feeling in so much pain at the end of it. Um, and, it's crazy for me, like just learning a lot more about how fueling helps with that. You know what I mean?
So with that change, you've noticed less pain
Oh
overall?
yeah,
Oh,
for
wow,
sure.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, this recent marathon that I did in July, I didn't bonk the entire time. Like I felt fine for 26 miles. Of course, when I sat down at the end, my legs hurt a little bit, but I was still able to go out in the afternoon for lunch and dinner, and
Mhm.
celebrate. So
That's crazy.
yeah, like carbs on the run, man. That's
Did not know.
something that I've been learning.
Well, okay, so you know this. They're about to find out
Hmm.
how much of my personality is media references,
Hmm.
because prior to journalism, I was into film.
Yes.
Um, when it comes to fueling before or mid, my mind always goes to the scene from The Office where Michael Scott is shoveling
Pasta.
fettuccine Alfredo,
Yes.
and then you've got Dwight with the G fuel goo. Like,
Yeah.
you want to win, you got to fuel like a winner.
Yeah. It's the G Fuel goo, though. I mean, it's the gels that do it better than the, fettuccine Alfredo in the middle. Because that's just way too much fat and carbs, and you know what I mean.
So we basically, what you and I did, we basically ran a half marathon like it was the 1920s,
Yeah.
where we were, you know about this, right? Where
Hmm.
people were like, water impedes physical
Yeah.
activity. Drink some alcohol on your run.
Yeah.
That-
Well, I heard a quote on a podcast yesterday from Jeff Cunningham, who's a coach in the running space, and he said some of his athletes will tell him, I just can't eat on a run. I don't feel like it. It feels gross and it doesn't taste good. And he always tells them, well, why don't you go when you start on your run, start like 2 kilometers back from the starting line, because that's basically what you're doing. You're getting yourself
You're
too close.
costing yourself.
It's like, why don't you go ahead and start 500 years in front of the starting line? Because that's basically what you're doing, you know? Because, back in the day, yeah, we didn't fuel. No one fueled. That wasn't a thing. Like my mom, in her marathon days, she fueled with Mountain Dew. You know what I mean? Like, because we didn't know any better.
Mhm.
So, um,
Congrats to her, by the way.
yeah, she's doing pretty well. I hope to have her on this podcast soon because it's just her stories and her, you know, everything that she's
Well,
done.
yeah, with everything that she's beaten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But back to you though. You're going, you're restarting now. You're at the restarting phase.
Starting from zero. Yeah.
So what's that been like? What are some of your your goals, and kind of talk to me through that?
So I know we've touched on it briefly, but obviously for the audience.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm starting from zero,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not aiming to train up to marathon level. No offense. I'm glad it's your thing.
Yeah.
It's not mine. I'm a book person.
Yeah.
I move when I have to.
Yeah.
But for me, the major goal in trying to get a little bit back into this, because like we talked about in the past, that was really productive and helpful. And I
Mhm.
think emotionally and maturity wise, I'm in a place now where by the time I get through training, um, I won't let that feeling of invincibility steer me wrong, right?
Mhm.
It's been almost a decade. I've met an amazing person. We've been married for 3 years.
Congratulations.
And when I tell you the right person makes all the difference,
It does.
it does.
They see you for everything you are.
Good and bad.
Yes.
And the right person is not afraid to hold you accountable.
Yes.
But I just want to feel comfortable in my own skin.
Mhm.
Now, to be clear, right? We were just talking about like the right person. She doesn't give a single fuck.
Yeah.
Not a single solitary fuck.
Yep.
But she recognizes that I'm not super happy with where I'm at.
Mhm.
So that's what I want. I'm not looking to marathon it out.
Yeah.
I just want to. I think I'd be proud of a 5K where I can breathe afterwards,
Yeah.
and again, feeling comfortable in my skin.
Yeah. We
Looking good in a nice outfit.
yeah.
But mostly it's because when you are physically fit for whatever your build, your height, your type, you just your default is not. Your default is
I'm
all
up.
right.
Yeah. Like you get up in the morning, you're like, I'm up. I'm
Yeah,
good. Let's go.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Hmm.
So yes, I am starting from zero again, but
Yeah.
proof of concept, we've done it already.
Yeah.
So I know I can.
Yeah. And it's, you're talking about having a partner in crime who's, there for you every step of the way. I got to say, like with Monica, um, she's, when I started this running journey, because like I've been running my whole life, but like in 2023, I started to really take it
Mhm.
seriously after horrifically bonking a marathon. And, you know, she could give a crap less about what my time is. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't care if I'm a 6-hour marathoner or a 2-hour marathoner.
Mhm.
But
She just wants you to be happy and fulfilled.
exactly. And, it's really nice because not only is she my support system and tells me that when I'm doing really well and affirms my progress, but she also tells me when I become all consumed by it. And she's like, hey, we got to step out of this for a minute. You're
Yeah.
you're losing yourself to your training. And once you lose yourself to your training, it's hard to be a good person outside of training. And
Never
so,
really thought
like
of
you
that.
said, someone who sees you for the good and keeps you accountable for both the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's great that she's, you know, holding you accountable and like basically, there for you, sees you for who you are and helps you out. That's really great.
Yeah. I mean, it's been like I said, it's been wild. Um, yeah. Caitlin and I started with the late night long conversations.
Hmm.
Not really dating. Remember, this was the height of COVID. We
Yeah.
technically shouldn't have even been within 6 feet of each other.
Yeah.
But just hanging out and talking and sort of, like you said, seeing each other, like actually seeing each other
Seeing for who you are.
for the things we liked about ourselves and for our failings.
Yeah.
And not needling or pointing it out like you suck at this. It's more like
You could be better at. Let's work.
you could grow.
Yeah.
You could learn from this.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been crazy. And the last 3 years have been mind blowing.
Yeah.
Because like the way my life
Hmm.
has trained me to think, which I think is maybe common for a lot of guys.
Hmm.
But I'm sure it's there's 8 billion people. There's going to be lots of parallels.
Sure.
My life has always trained me that if you have strong feelings or try to enforce a boundary or anything like that, and you bring it up, expect to meet resistance,
Yeah.
expect conflict, expect to be shut down.
Yeah.
I bring it up to her, and she's like, "Yeah, that is how trauma works.
Yeah.
It's okay. I understand."
And
Yeah, I also did that.
she studied like kind of the brain and like the psychology and things like that. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
she had a couple of courses like that when she was studying kinesiology and sports medicine.
Hmm. Is that what
And
she's doing now, or?
no, she was continuing with that for a higher degree at UT,
Hmm.
but she was looking at the longevity and career paths and realizing that she was going to be miserable 80% of the time and really interested in the work 20% of the time.
Yeah.
And so she actually did a couple years of gymnastics coaching
Oh,
for
cool.
kids because I don't know how, like we said, I'm not an athletic person. I'm a
Yeah.
book person.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I ended up with a smart, funny, former diver and cheerleader.
Yeah.
Former diver and cheerleader. In what universe do I attract that?
Right.
Apparently this one. So she spent a couple years coaching children's gymnastics and right now is going through certification for teaching because
Hmm.
she's really good with kids. And both of us kind of have that mindset of if you want to see any level of improvement in the world, children need to be smart.
Yeah.
Might be too late for the rest of us of different
Yeah.
age groups, but the children
Need to be
can be
smart.
smart.
Yeah. Yep.
It's not that hard,
Yep. That's awesome.
except when it is.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited to see like where your training goes and where this
Thank
new
you.
journey for you goes. And I'm excited to help.
Yes, please.
I'm gonna get you some training plans and some stuff to follow
Hell yeah.
because I'm super invested. So yeah, this is fun, and it was so fun. Personally for me, learning more about you, and I talk about this a lot on my podcast
Mm.
about how running can be such a community builder and such a relational builder.
Mhm.
And I had Brent on my podcast a couple of episodes ago who we ran our first marathon with. And he said, that marathon saved his life because he was in a point where like
It's like
he had gone through a
the
heavy
analogy of,
divorce and
a
was
pebble in
thinking
your
about
shoe
ending it.
puts you in a really
And
bad mood.
the training
Okay,
really gave him
well,
the
if we're just
confidence
gonna call the
and
pebble
something to
pain
strive for,
and the shoe
to
is your
live
whole
for.
body,
Yeah. And
be
today
it
he's
like,
a much
yes,
better
there will be
person than he
some
was
naturally
when I
occurring
first
pain
met him.
from strain,
And I think
but
the
getting
the
to a
the
point,
friendship
going through a
building, the
fitness
confidence
regimen,
building
training for something
in
to the point
fitness
where you
and in
can do
running
it
in whatever
and
fitness you
either not be
choose
in
is
pain or
just
not be in as much pain
yeah, it's
will
paramount,
radically change your
So,
outlook,
yeah,
your whole vibe, and
because you can do hard things.
yeah. Knowing that is it's a wild experience.
Mhm. Yeah, and, at that time, like I said, my knee was really hindering. The doctors were very pessimistic, which they need to be because 'cause they're doctors and they have to tell you the worst case scenario, but, it was fun to prove them wrong, and it was,
It
a
was fun
big
to see.
confidence boost to prove them wrong.
Really damn proud of you.
Thank you. But yeah, so I think that's everything that I wanted to cover. Is there anything else that you'd like to add for the folks at home?
Um,
I'll hit you with some rapid fires if you want me to.
okay, yeah, let's do that because I'm not good at improv.
All right. What's your favorite thing to listen to on a run?
Dubstep.
Dubstep? Why is that?
The maybe this is part of why I have a problem with high speed.
Uh-huh.
I like something that enforces a rhythm on me.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, the other stuff that I listen to, classical calms me down. Classic rock is just something to bop to,
Yeah.
and electro swing is a little too variable for a steady running pace.
Yeah.
Dubstep is very unforgiving with its rhythm. So
Um, when you're not running, what do you like to do?
to do,
What are some of your fun hobbies?
currently working on a writing project that I haven't touched in 5 years that
Oh.
I'm really intrigued for, and I'm hoping to use the energy and inspiration from doing that to springboard into writing a couple other things that have been on the back burner for decades.
Amazing.
Because I used to be really up for and into creative writing, and I set it aside both because of time and because, like I said, some things cause a lot of pain.
Sure.
Outside of that, I do appreciate gaming. I've been doing
Mhm.
a lot more D&D, especially with my friends, digitally through Discord. That whole thing kicked off during COVID,
Yep.
staying social digitally.
Yep.
Gaming, things like Warframe and Helldivers 2 and Minecraft because digital Legos,
For sure.
former Lego kid. Yeah. Cooking.
Cool.
Me and Caitlin and I love cooking.
What do you
Our
like to cook?
kitchen's always a wreck.
Yeah. I get that. Ours is too. Um, are you a morning runner, midday runner, or evening runner? Which do you like better?
For temperature, I'm a morning runner.
Yeah, we live
For
in Texas.
virtually every other consideration, including getting up,
Yeah.
I'm an evening runner.
All right.
Midday is no man's land. Don't
Yeah.
do it.
Don't go for a 5 mile run at noon. And give me a deep answer as to why you like to run.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. That's the thing.
Why do you run?
I I run because I recognize that part of what you're supposed to do, part
Uh-huh.
of what is actually effective is getting your heart rate up and getting those deep breaths. I am by nature a walker. I
Mhm.
grew up hiking.
Yeah.
I can go longevity, I can go distance, I can make a marathon out of hiking or walking.
Yeah.
My default pace is walking.
You go out to a national park, you can do that all day long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You put me in a national park or a state park and I'm there all day, no problem.
Yeah.
You tell me to start jogging, I'll leave.
Yeah. Yeah. And give a few words of inspiration to inspire someone to better themselves and chase their dreams.
No pressure. Let's see. I feel like I used to be much more poetic with this shit. Um, there are a lot of overused platitudes, right? The best time to start was 5 years ago. Next best time to start is right now.
Mhm,
You don't know unless you try. Stuff like
mhm,
that. Those things aren't wrong, but you do need to find your own answer. You do need to find like, is it interesting to you? Are you looking at it as an experiment? Do you know from watching someone else do it that this is effective? Have you I feel like the kid from the meme where it's like, you wake up and
mhm.
you don't have you
Yeah,
I don't know, the inspirational. Just do something.
yeah,
That's really it.
yeah,
We were talking about during the half marathon, just don't stop moving.
yeah.
Don't stop. But there's a difference because I've actually talked about this with Caitlin.
Mhm,
Whenever I start to spiral or have anxiety or stress,
mhm.
she has called out that my pattern is to immediately shut down any discussion or evaluation or processing of why.
Yeah,
I go immediately into productive mode. I have
yeah,
to solve a problem. I have
yeah,
to do a thing. There is a difference. There is a fucking difference
yeah,
between doing that and actually doing something.
yeah,
There's productive and then there's productive.
yeah,
There's shutting it out and isolating yourself and refusing to engage with the challenge.
yeah,
And then there's engaging with the challenge and doing the hard work
yeah.
and being uncomfortable. Because, perfect analogy for doing a training regimen and running, if
Mhm.
you take on the challenge that makes you uncomfortable,
Yeah,
you will eventually arrive at a point through the hard work where you're comfortable,
yeah,
where you can breathe,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I feel like that's some
That's
semblance of a
perfect.
point.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. Well, this is Victor Glenn, everybody. He is restarting his journey, and I'm helping him out, and he was a big part of my journey. So thank you so much, and thank you for being on the show.
Hell yeah.
Whew. Thanks for joining me on this run through the Texas Hill Country. Keep showing up, keep listening, keep following along, because every runner has a story to tell.